Welcome, everybody, to probably the greatest hell I've ever done. Yeah, we're back at it again, hopefully, but who knows what the hell this will bring us today. So, yep, as the title states, this is a psycho challenge. A pretty big one, I'd say, at least, but we're playing God of War 4. I hope. But you know how it is. Also, not New Game Plus, but yeah. So, this is the one true God of War challenge. Here are our rules. They are simple, they're big, but there's only 5 of them. It has to be done on the Give Me God of War difficulty, which is pretty fucking big. Can't use the axe, and you can't use the Blades of Chaos. It is fists only. No health rage upgrades, which are the big things that you find in all those chests. No revive stones that you get off of the little shit kid. And no Spartan rage. However, there are some things that, well, kind of pissed me off, to be honest. Meaning that what had happened was that during my trials in this game, what's the right word to use? That really pissed me off, hilariously enough. Mostly unfortunate, but it was just the nature of the beast. It was a bitch move, to be honest. But the fucking comes to character designs. That may not be the right word to use, but no, what actually had happened was that during, I think it's like episode 5, 6, the Banshees, or whatever the hell the fucking witches are. I think they actually are witches. The witches were just shit because you have to use Atreus in order to break their shields. I don't know if you can do it with the axe. I've actually never tried. So that's going to be a fun-filled adventure, so to speak. But I will probably never theorycraft that, only because the first time I played God of War and beat it, I did it actually wholeheartedly without the axe on hard mode. Yeah, that was a fun thing. It was pretty good, though. I mean, like, it wasn't really difficult. The only difficult part about it was, well, just not being familiar with everything, so learning how to actually beat the bosses, do all that shit. That's how you had to learn. So, yeah. That was a fun one. Excuse me. But, yeah, and then I will also state that there is a clause. Oh yeah, we'll also be skipping all the fucking cutscenes because this really isn't based on story. It's based on the challenge. So, if you come here for story, I'd suggest you go look somewhere else. If you're looking for an animal to try and fucking beat all of God of War with just punching motherfuckers, well, you came to the right place. You will. I also treat this whole fucking. What the hell's it? This whole run of God of War, and I make fun of it by calling it Souls-like, because you get hit once with a hard enough like hit stun off of enemies, you're dead. There's no recovery. I've tried. There are just some moves that you just can't recover off of, and you just die. So that sucks.
Father?
Yeah.
What?
Did something change? The forest feels different.
A lot of what this challenges was for me just being like, yeah, we can do this, you know, we'll make a difficult idea come to fruition, and we have. The other thing that I have planned for this game is, or at least within the realm that we're in now, there's a separate challenge coming up. It's an easy one to point out if you've played this game, but if you haven't, ooh, it's gonna be fun as hell. And it's also gonna really you know, get my audio or editing skills, you know, like a good exercise run, because that's what's gotta happen. I'm hoping none of the music that I have chosen gets fucking blocked hardcore where you can't see the video anymore, which I would just feel horrible about. But anyway, alright, so there are like little things about like how this game, or how the challenge really just falls down to because of how this game works. It's not as I thought it was the first time I played it. Like, I really did enjoy this game the first time around. There's only like 1-2 bosses I ever had like real difficulty on, but other than that, like, there's not much. There's not much. I will state that there is a death counter at the end of the at the finale. I will do a credit scene, so to speak, and I will tell you where everyone, you know, like how many episodes altogether got, you know, like where I died the most, where I died like X amount of times, you know, all that jazz and whatnot. And I'll also be pointing out like a bunch of other things as well, like who the easiest boss was and who the hardest boss was. It may be the stranger fight, I don't know, the first one, but yeah, it's just how it is. I don't even, though I already know which one is going to be the hardest, or probably will be like top 3, which is one of the early boss fights, or mini boss fights. Anything that's got the big boy health bar, that's what it constitutes as.
Oh, there. Do they call to
I'm
me?
not counting the others, because those are, well, unlike the dragon, I guess. Actually, shit.
Oh, there. Do they call to me?
If the other ones are like that. I actually don't know now to think about it. Who gets what and where. But, yeah. I'll be totaling up all that and pointing out, like,
Why are we doing this now?
I need you know you can survive the journey.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Christopher Judge's voice.
Depends on
is
you.
Goddamn Kratos is
Hunt.
so fucking fitting. A funny thing is, too, that I'll be mostly doing in doing these episodes anyway, or, you know, the slight, small
What did you find?
excuse me,
Tracks.
explorations. Like, I'll just be
I'll
trying
keep
to
looking.
find, like, random items and whatnot, and try and keep up, like, right here, like, where I'm finding the fucking boat heads, or, well, is it right here?
Boy, you missed these.
Nope, wrong one. I was trying to think of something else, because I'm like, alright, I know there's something
But also
here
not
that
here.
was...
See? Tips are too wide. Mountain go?
Very good. Your mother taught you well.
Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but such things like, you know, like the boat heads, you know, like the collection items you get to sell to the dwarves and whatnot, like you'll do that. Those I think are 100 experience points. I know the crows are, like the crows are worth something. But I'm usually just, you know, looking around. Oh, there's the fucking boat. That does give experience, right? Oh, very little, but yeah. You know, just looking around, trying to find shit. Because they're just like some things that when you do like your second or third run, you're like, alright, well, you know, I want to explore a little bit more because I really didn't do that. Even though I do that a lot.
More tracks?
Yeah.
Which is kind of hilarious
They're
anyway.
too round. Could be a wild boar.
Good.
Oh, what else is there?
Oh! Now what?
I'm actually amazed at making that fucking jump too. Like, that's a big jump for a fucking boar to make. Especially with hooves.
This way, boy.
Hup!
Get good distance though.
Wait, deer tracks. They're fresh.
Oh dear. Well,
This
yeah,
way.
same thing. Deer, boar, whatever.
No.
You do meet a boar in this game though, so yeah. One of the. Nope, there it is.
Found it!
Slow down, boy.
Sorry.
You are hunting deer, not chasing it.
Yes, father.
Oh, you got a hot. I just also love listening to the fucking banter between Atreus and fucking Kratos. It's so like. It's just like. I don't know how to like perfectly describe it. I don't know. It's like. It's just so fucking funny. Like, it's so well written. I love it. But anyway, one thing that I will state about what I hate about the
broke our bridge. How are we gonna get across?
the Give Me God of War
Besides.
difficulty. Excuse me.
Wow.
Go.
That's I don't think it's when it opens reading.
Oh.
Odin's Ravens. Excuse me. You would actually point that out really easily when that was the case. I totally forgot what I'm doing here. Probably fucking around with controls, guys.
There it is.
Hold.
Just
What are you doing? Now Asgard is up. Only fire
oh yeah, hear the
Fire.
deer in the background. Holy shit.
when I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry.
Be better.
Be better. Find it.
It's not advice for anyone out there.
Find it.
Find my axe. But you actually meet the whatever the hell, I think it's right here. Yeah, this fight. So here's the thing that sucks about this fight.
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
But it was funny though, it was like first time around, because like when I started this, I had done no pre-training. I had to like learn like where the hell my guard thing was, like right there, and how to punch, whatnot. Getting the timing down right was also difficult too. Like this, I didn't know what the hell this was. You know what that is? Little known fact about what Give Me God of War difficulty is and why it's kind of stupid. Even though I'll still give this game like a 10 out of 10, there's still some con that just pissed me off. Like, it's this. So that whole blue, like, crazy effect that the Draugr have, it's a level up that you could interrupt, but it's silly. Like, why would you have that in there? The best way to go about doing something like that for Giving God of War difficulty is just always having your enemy be one level higher than, you know, as you start off. The weird thing I will state that if you parry an attack and another, like, Draugr's level, they're trying to level up, you can actually parry the fucking level up. It's so weird, but yeah, these fights, however, like drag on for like a long ass time because it takes something along the lines of like 20 some odd hits, and you don't get to learn the stamina break shit or the stun bar shit till like much later in the fucking game, which is so aggravating. I knew that was gonna fucking happen. I don't know why though, because that was supposed to be fucking loaded, but I don't think I should do it. Anyway, you don't get to have it until like a couple battles later, and in all honesty, you kind of fucking need it. But another thing that also sucks about this fight too, or at least like learning about the fights, is when you fight some certain monsters, all of a sudden, when they level up, they become a much more bigger problem. And I do mean like a much bigger problem. And this doesn't even constitute shit like the fucking Banshees or witches, whatever the fuck they're called. They're just like some enemies where you're just like, you have to either A, beat them fast enough in order for you not to get caught out, because their health bars change. They'll change to a purple color, I think, when they're like classified as extra dangerous, which like, why can't you have them just be 2 levels higher and then do it that way? Which I think they do. I think that's how it works. If they're 2 levels higher, they're like classified as dangerous. So when they start like seeing like the effects, you know, like that weird like fucking scratch effect, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, I got fucking blasted in the back, so I wasn't gonna parry that. If I dodged it, yeah, maybe. And you also learn some fun things too, like where you restart from. In some fights, you restart from the worst position ever, and you will learn that in one of the episodes. And it sucks. It sucks.
No! You are not ready!
You have no idea how much it sucks. Yeah, but there's also like the poison stuff. Like, I think the banshees do it. I mean, I've got something banshee. Fucking what's her face? The I think they're witches, wherever they are. But yeah, the witches are just like. I also like how that's scripted, even though I'm like 20 feet away from the fucking ridge that they jumped from. That's what makes it so hilarious. Oh my god, I actually no, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Son of a bitch. But for the most part, yeah, just like that whole like level scheme. Oh, the poison. That's right. The poison will make them more like deadly. Which is how poison usually works in the idea of, like, I think Dungeons and Dragons, because it was like that in, wasn't that? No, I don't know, but all I know is, like, poison, the idea is, like, now the attacks become more lethal. Because, it was like that in, yeah, I fucked that very up hardcore. Also, in the first episode, I will tell you that 3 deaths also equal a fast forward. So, you don't have to worry about, you know, episodes dragging on for like 2+ hours. Even though only 1 episode was like that altogether. And you will find out about that fight. Because, Lord, that sucked.
My bow!
No! You are not ready!
And, right, it suck. And yeah, like, you can't skip some of these cutscenes, can't skip some of that shit, but, yeah, just punch them motherfuckers. All you're doing is just punch them motherfuckers. I wish the lasers were a lot better, though. I feel like those are just too easy to actually have. But, oddly enough, I did actually take, in the future, when I started actually using Spartan Rage. Because in all honesty, it's... When I was actually getting hit by it and using it in that whole fight, it's... You're not really dependent on it, but you do have to be smart about how you use it, because it's not very what's a good word? Charitable. That's a good word. It's not very charitable with that fucking bar. There is no charity like speed. You have, give or take, maybe 6 seconds. 5 tops at the bar that you start at. So, yeah, good fucking luck. Plus, you actually have the time to hit them too. And considering I'm using just my fists and just punching everything apart, you're gonna be needing those swings. And worse yet, the heavy attacks, which is also something you'll never see me use much of, because it's actually pretty useless. Like, kicking is just worthless because you need to, you have to be like real smart about how you do that, and kicking just does nothing in the fight, so it's trash. It's just trash. Kicking doesn't take away blocking, kicking doesn't do jack shit. You need a fucking skill in order for you to actually quote-unquote block, or that was a trip guard, wrong word, to actually deal with, you know, blocking enemies. And you need that with the fucking Dark Elves. You don't deal with that with the Draug or any other ass around here. So, yeah. It's not necessarily like you need it, but I like it. Even though for the most part, you kind of can get away with not using most of the skills. Even though Atreus's is actually pretty fucking useful. Fuck that up hardcore. But, I mean, Atreus's shit is kind of useful, and all this other crap is kind of useful. But, yeah, it's just like, it's not how you want it to be. But I think... But then again, Atreus is usually fucking useless for the most part. There are some nice things though, but yeah, this fight is just like, ugh, just trying to get these all down right and just fighting them off and just making sure you could just combo out and just, ugh. It was horrible. I mean, it was just no, it was just like hell. It was hell on ice. It was good though because, ironically, it was like Dark Souls. You know, you learn how to fight the boss real good. Like it forces you to learn, and boy, do you learn. But yeah, the funny thing is, you can actually use the fire in this location to actually kind of damage them. Doesn't do much, but still cool. But yeah, I mean, like, you can get away with so goddamn much. That's what I like too. I just really wish the environment got used a lot more, like, with fires and all that shit. Like, a lot more in, like, fighting than anything else. Like, I like that kind of idea. But being able to just, like, parry for motherfucker, that sight is so good. But I will see you kids in the next episode, so
We've
yeah,
never
look at
come
that.
this close to our woods before.
Beautiful text, beautiful everything like that. It's clockwork. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.